Back. Okay, today we're going to do C2X3 for practice. It's classwork. It's called FourRectanglePrinter. It's constructing a rectangle from the rectangle class like in C2X1, but we're going to print line it and pretend that means we graphed it because we're in a command line interface, the CLI, so we can't really graph. And then we're going to translate it over a certain amount, and then down a certain amount, and then back a certain amount, so it looks like 4 panes of a window. Okay, so here we go. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cd into my YouTube folder. Then I'm going to make their C2X3. Then I'm going to cd there. All right, let's create that's the terminal command line. Let's make an editor, a new file. Okay, let's do a little header comments. Okay, the name of the file is FourRectanglePrinter.java. Okay, and then your name and the date. And purpose. Let's see, what would it be? To practice object-based programming with the rectangle class. How about that? What happened to my N? Rectangle. There you go. And you know what? Why don't we save this? Let's see. File, save. Let's call it FourRectanglePrinter. FourRectanglePrinter.java. Let's put it in this folder. Let's put it in C2X3. Let's see here. Just a moment. Alrighty, so what happened to my C2X3 folder? Where am I? Oh, I'm in. No, that's strange. Wait, cancel this for a second. Don't I have a C2? There it is. This is strange. Wait, hang on. File. See, this doesn't work on my. This doesn't happen on my regular desktop. This is happening on my Chromebook. It's acting a little weird. Sorry. Okay, save. Let's see if we can get to the right folder first. Under YouTube, where's C2X3? I don't see it. Oh, can I? Oh, do I have to pull that down or something? It looks like there's more. Oh, there it is. Hang on. C2X3, there it is. Okay. Boom. Okay, so it didn't pull down properly. Okay, so FourRectanglePrinter.java. Did I mess that up? Nope, I think we're good. Save. And it showed up in C2X3. Perfect, nice. Okay, so we're good. All right, and then, oops, I lost my focus. Get back in here. Alrighty, then. Required files. Again, at this point, it's only the main class, but eventually there's going to be more to it than that. All right, so let's just say FourRectanglePrinter.java. And I'll just say this is the main class. Okay, and then translator phase, the Java C phase. Please excuse my printer. Okay, so we're going to Java C it for rectangleprinter.java. Okay, good. Yes, and then interpreter phase will be Java for rectangleprinter.class. We don't say .class. Okay, so that's the end of my multi-line comment. Here's a single line comment. We have to do imports, right? So imported class is going to be import java.aet.Rectangle. Alrighty. And by the way, just to see how that works, if you go onto the web there, onto Google, and you search for Java API, you will find all of the syntax you need. So see where it says on the top left corner, packages, java.aet. AWT stands for Abstract Windows Toolkit, by the way. Then we can look at all the classes in that package, namely the rectangle class. Where is it? Here it is. And the rectangle class, it describes what it does, what you can do with it, blah, blah, blah. And then it tells you what the private instance fields are. The height is an int, the width is an int, the x and y at the top left-hand corner of the rectangle. If you're graphing it on a graph screen, be careful in the graph screen, the top left-hand corner coordinate is 0, 0, and x increases to the right and y increases going down. Again, here's your constructors. You'll note that we're using the 4-parameter constructor with the x and the y and the width and the height. What does that mean? The rectangle constructor method is overloaded. Depending on what you input, it does different things, but it's still called rectangle and it still constructs a rectangle. But the code behind it is different. And then in here, what we're going to do here is we're going to use a method called translate. Let's see, do you see? There it is. Translate. Translates this rectangle, the indicated distance, int dx is like a delta x, and int dy is like a delta y, to the right along the x coordinate axis and downward along the y coordinate axis. Okay, good. So let's go back to what we were doing. Okay, and then here's the main method, or the main class itself. The main method is what we're going to talk about here. So public class for rectangle printer. Okay, and then public static void main string array args, which we could use for command line input. We're not going to do that right now. We're going to use literal input, which of course means if you want to change your input, you're going to have to change your code and then save it and re-Java-C everything as part of your debugging cycle, as we talked about in class. Okay, so let's construct a rectangle. So this object is going to be a rectangle type. I'm going to call it a box equals new. Remember, use the new keyword whenever using a constructor. Rectangle. And let's put it at 10, 20. That's your x and y coordinate at the top left-hand corner of the rectangle. Comma 30, 40. That's your width and your height. Okay, there you go. So if we print that, look what happens. System.out.println, just println box. I usually label my print lines, my output of my print lines, but what happens here is that println calls the method toString from the rectangle class, and the toString method is going to format the output very nicely. So Control S to save. Let's go over to the terminal to try it out. So let's see, do we have everything here? Yes, 548 bytes. Good. Okay, so let's java-c for FourRectanglePrinter.java. Notice I'm doing a little bit of code at a time, testing it. If I don't like it, debug it, edit it, and retry it again. And so, it's just incremental coding, make it easy to catch errors early, but no error. Okay, so Java for rectangle printer. And so let's pretend that this output is like it's graphing on the screen at 1020 with a width of 30 and a height of 40. Now visualize that rectangle on your computer screen graphically. What if I want to move it over 30 units so I can redraw it adjacent to itself? And then I'm going to translate it down 40 units so I can redraw it adjacent to that rectangle, and then move 30 units to the left. And then that will give you the 4 panes of a window. That's the idea. All right, so here we go. So next line, thing is using the mutator. Box.translate, whoops, what happened there? that translate, we're translating to the right, 30 units we said, right? And nothing in the y's. There you go. And then let's reprint it out. System.out.println, whoops, box. And you noted that the toString, by the way, let me just show for fun that it is a toString that's happening here from that rectangle class, which is inherited from the object class. We'll talk about inheritance soon. But notice what we have here. What we're doing is we're encapsulating the data. The x and y and the width and the height, these are protected private instance fields, okay? We can only mutate them a certain way, in this case with the translate method, right? That's called encapsulation. There you go. Whoops. And there you go. So now, what should you see? It should move 30 to the right. So the x-coordinate of the 1020 becomes 4030, right? All right, let's see. Save it. Go to the terminal. Re-Java C it. Now let's clear the screen. Where's my clear? Clear. Where's the clear? Oh, where's the clear? Okay, we got to clear this. Okay, so now where's the Java C? There it is. Okay, there's an error there. What did we do? Oh, I deleted that by mistake. Okay, good. So, yeah, I recall doing that. There you go. That just needed another parentheses there. So let's save it. Alrighty, and let's Java C it. And good, and let's Java it. Where's the Java? And there's the 4020. Okay, now I want to move this. Remember that I moved it over 30 because the width of the window pane was 30 units. So if I move over 30, it's adjacent to itself. We got two window panes next to each other. But now I want to move down 40 because the height is 40, right? Okay, so let's do that. So let's do box.translate 0. And notice that .toString, it didn't matter whether I had the .toString there or not. In other words, that's what's happening. It's doing it for you. Let's move it down 40 units. And let's print that. System.out.println. And we're just printing box. Okay, save it. Java C it. What did I mess up? Nothing. And Java it. So did this, whoops. Java C it and Java it. Where's my Java? There it is. So did it go down 40? Yeah, it was at 4020 where y was 20. I went down 40, so y is 60. That's good. All right, now what I want to do, I'm going to move that window pane back 30 to the left. So then I'll have four window panes adjacent to each other, four rectangles adjacent to each other, making a whole window, right? Okay, and so one more translate. Box, notice how you call a mutator with the associative operator, the dot, but it's all by itself. It's not like it's in an expression or in a print line. It has to be a command line all by itself, or a Java command all by itself. So let's translate -30, 0. And then we're going to print line. So now the x value should be 10 again, where it started. But now it's down 40 from there. So what's that, 1060 for the x and y coordinate? The 3040, the width and height are not changing. So system.out.println box. And that's the whole thing. All right, so you see the whole code there. Everything's there. That's all the important code anyway. Okay, save it and Java C it. So what did I mess up? Nothing. And is it 1060? Yeah, so it went from 1020 to 4020. It went from 4020 to 4060. It went from 4060 to 1060. And there's your 4 panes of a window. I hope you can graph that in your head because we're in a command line interface, a CLI, not a GUI, so we can't actually do the graphics part of it. Although the java.aet, the abstract Windows toolkit, is meant for you to be able to do some